So as we get started, if you can, if you have not, if you could take a quick scan of the QR code, you're going to have a couple of questions to answer. If you're first time, I think there's 3 questions. This is going to connect you with the LEAD website. And if you're not familiar with LEAD, go to Lake Economic Area Development. You're going to get updates on all of the programs that they have throughout the year. I think we were talking at the last meeting in December. They have probably a lot. We'll just say a lot. I think all but just a handful are free. They are great programs, and everything they put together is there to help develop and build your business. All right, we're going to move on. So a couple things before we get started. Hopefully everybody got that. If not, there's QR codes floating around the room that you can scan before you leave if you would do that, please. So great crowd. So let's start off and just say Happy New Year. Thank you for coming back. Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And let's start today off with one thing, if we can, just to kind of make it a great year. If you're a veteran, please stand up. Let's thank them for what they've done. We love our veterans, and we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for everything that you have done. So thank you for your commitment to our country. Now we're going to get started. Housekeeping notes. If we can, let's keep our side conversations and our phone muted because we want to make sure we're kicking off today with 2 presenters, so we want to make sure that we give 100% of our focus to our presenters. And we are filming live on Facebook. And Mark has reminded me many times in the past, and I forget many times in the past, but you can go on your Facebook and share the live. You told me that. So you can share the live so your friends can also see what we're doing here each and every week. And hopefully we can continue to build our online presence, which will continue to build our in-person presence. And this is a great way to start the new year. So thank you for everybody that's being here. But we want to build, I think our goal this year, we want to hit 100 before the end of the year. So we want to thank you to our host, Mega Workplace. This is the one-stop shop where anything that you need for small businesses and business success you can find in this building. We have our 1 million cups, and we'll find out all of the things that we can do with 1 million cups to help your business. We also have the SBDC. John Ramus is downstairs. It is a free consulting source for your business to help business planning, putting together P&Ls, balance sheets, everything that they can help you with. We have LEAD, and all of success, you can find everything within this building. So for the Mega Workplace, we thank you for everything that you've done for the Lake County and the small business community. We want to thank our sponsors, as we've said, going forward and going backwards. Foxtail Coffee has been our sponsor since our very first meeting. We thank them, and as we make connections and we build connections and go throughout the year, make meetings outside of this morning. Go visit a Foxtail just as a way to give back to them and say thank you for what they've done. And then we want to thank Alan. Alan, where are you at?
Back here.
Alan is our first quarter sponsor for our food sponsor from HR Office Savers. So let's thank Alan for what he's going to do. All right, let's go back up one screen here. One of our coordinators, or our organizers, Todd Headley. I know I've seen you, Todd. Todd, stand up. Todd is generally a weekly winner of, or one of the weekly winners of our best suggestion, but yesterday was also Todd's birthday. So Todd, I'll let you decide. Do you want to leave it with the Oz, or would you like us to sing to you?
You know, I like the Oz.
All right. He gets his birthday wish. Somebody's gonna kick off. He gets a Todd, thank you for everything you do, and happy birthday.
Thanks, sir.
So, I know we have some first-time members here, or guests here today, so we're going to go through what is 1 Million Cups. It is a home base for entrepreneurs where you can get together and you can meet challenges and get suggestions on your challenges and how to overcome them. This is not something that we just decided as a community, or Ray and Monty decided from LEAD to say, hey, let's start this cool thing, we'll drink 1 million cups of coffee and we'll do business to business. This is part of a network. There's over 100 throughout the country. They all meet on Wednesdays. They all meet at the same time, give or take a half an hour. So if you're traveling throughout the country, look and see if they have 1 million cups and visit them. No cost, no barriers for application, be an organizer, to present. Never will be, never has been. So this is free. You are here voluntarily giving of your time to help our presenters, and that we thank you for. And again, if you're a business person or an entrepreneur and you want the support of the business community, this is the place you need to be at.
We've got Ocala in the house.
And we have Ocala in the house.
Ocala in the house.
1 million cups Ocala. Oh, he brought a sign. So Ray and I and a couple of the other organizers, we went to Ocala as part of our training. And again, this is not something we just said, hey, this is cool, let's do this. We had to go through a process to start this, and one of them was visiting a chapter. Well, we visited Ocala. Ocala, thank you for what you've done, because as you can see, you taught us well, you led the way, and we hope we're doing you proud.
They're number one. We're second biggest in the Southeast, but they've been doing it 8 years.
Let's just put a little asterisk by that say for now, and we'll leave it at that. But again, thank you, Ocala, for what you've done. So again, going on more, what is 1 million cups? It is presentations and not pitches. So briefly, the presenters up here are to present a challenge to you and not try to fundraise, not try to pitch you, not try to sell you and get you to buy their product. They are here with a genuine concern in their business. And when we meet and we get together before the meeting, we are making connections. We want this to feel like a safe place. We want you to come in, feel comfortable. We do not want people trying to sell you their products. We want you making connections. We want you to build business organically. There are great networking organizations, and Todd Headley right now is the interim president for BNI, one of the best networking programs on the planet. That is a great networking. The Chamber, great networking. This, where we meet every Wednesday, we want you making connections, and we want you to be comfortable when you come here every week. So if you are a first timer, ladies on the mics, are you ready? If you're a first timer, please stand up. I know we had a bunch. So we are going to introduce yourselves, and for time, and again, we're not networking, we're not trying to sell ourselves. We want your name and your business name. And we're going to start up here with Dyson.
Hey, Dyson Barnett with the Birthday Club.
There you go. Natasha, we're going to go up here to Tiana. Is the light not coming on?
No, it's not on.
That one might need a battery.
I'm Tiana with Petites and Treats.
All right, who's next? Wendy?
I'm Rosalia Almeida. I'm a Realtor LPT.
Lydia Velasquez, also a realtor with LPT.
Felicia Freeman with FaithWorks Total Ground Maintenance.
My name's Jalen Folker. I have several businesses. I own Sourdough by Jay, and then I'm a realtor at Engel Volkers, and then I own the cleaning company. It's Bloom Cleaning Co.
Wow, good job.
Hi there, I'm Dylan Sherman. I'm with Emperor and Alchemy.
Thank you. Welcome.
Good morning, my name is Lindsay Livers, and I have a non-profit organization called Light of the Darkness Foundation.
Hi, I'm Ryan Musby with Webway Studios.
Good morning, I'm Lily Rodriguez. I'm here with Will Luisa, and he has business is WG Sports Indoor Soccer Field here in Eustis.
All right, did we get everyone? Anyone else? Anyone else? Did we miss anybody? All right, let's thank them again for being here. John?
Felicia, stand up. She's also a CEO Exchange member, so.
All right, thank you, Felicia. So we'll kind of work through it as we go, because a lot of times we've been only doing one meeting. We're going to do two. We'll try to remember to do a giveaway after each presenter. If we don't, we'll do a couple at the end of the meeting. I know that Monty, are we out of the cups?
No, we've got more cups.
All right. The cups are downstairs, so if you would prefer a cup, if you win and you would prefer a cup, let us know. We'll get you one. We'll do a couple of giveaways as the day goes on. All right. So we have 1 million cups. So who is eligible to present at 1 million cups? If you have a business idea or a concept, if you sit there, you're scratching an idea on a napkin, it's kind of like, I just don't know if this is something that would be, that Lake County is ready for or that would do well. We want you up here presenting that idea because you're going to get some great feedback. Might be a great idea, might just be a little bit before it's time. But we want you up here presenting that concept or that idea. If you're a newer business, 1 to 5 years old, and you have what we like to call a what keeps you up at night challenge, this is what we want to have you up here presenting that challenge. It's, what keeps you up at night? you know, if you wake up 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, every other morning, with the same thought running through your head, I don't know how to overcome this. How do I overcome this? This is where we want you, because you've got, I don't know, we've got 60 people here today that are going to give you suggestions on how to overcome that challenge. And then established businesses, we want to include you as well. You know, the program was really developed for newer businesses, but growing an existing business and a successful business can be a very difficult thing, and we want you to be part of this. So if you are looking to grow but you're not sure, how do I grow? How do I open a second office? How do I do a new expansion to my business? We have people that are here that have done that, have been successful, and we want you up here presenting that as well. So we'll dedicate this one to Todd today. Question of the day. Ladies, are you ready? What's your favorite birthday tradition, and what's your favorite birthday dessert? And I think there's a little theme in that question today. So favorite birthday tradition and favorite birthday dessert. Who wants to take a shot at it? Nikki.
Disney and a cookie cake.
Oh, that's why I like you. Disney and a cookie cake. Come on.
Take myself out to eat steak. My favorite dessert is steak.
Stick a candle in it, it's all dessert. Greg.
Mine is, in our families, we get to pick our favorite dinner, and mine's also steak, and then my favorite dessert is apple pie with fresh vanilla ice cream.
Nice. Warm or cold?
Warm.
Got you. Delaney.
My favorite birthday tradition is the fact that Gary looks at all the kids and says, no bickering for the entire day. That's my favorite. And ice cream cake.
Can he still name all 7 kids? Okay.
And mine is celebrating the entire month of my birthday and chocolate cake.
Marianne.
Mine is waking up the kids with a happy birthday song. They love that, especially at 14. And my favorite dessert for birthday is German chocolate cake.
All right. We're going to go back to Nikki, and then we'll wrap it up with Todd. We'll go here. Nikki, go ahead. Or, I'm sorry, go ahead.
My tradition is I wear a tiara, and all the ladies that's with me have to wear a tiara. My favorite dessert is cheesecake.
And that is true, because I saw her at a function that she was doing for LEAD with their food program, and a little brain fog this morning. And I said, hey, how you doing? She's like, you remember me? It's like, who forgets the person that wore a tiara to One Billion Cups? Go ahead.
Well, me and my mom are a day apart, and our tradition is we don't work on our birthday. And my favorite dessert would be like public strawberry cake.
It doesn't work out great when it's like, you know, you can do a Thursday, Friday, make it a 4-day weekend. All right, we're gonna wrap up here. Let's go to our birthday boy, Todd. And if we miss you, we're sorry. We can, you can share those with everybody after the meeting.
So yesterday was my birthday. I turned old.
Older. But like everyone, like all the other men have mentioned, I grilled myself a ribeye, and my favorite dessert is an ice cream cake.
All right, thank you, everyone. That was a good way to start, and a great way to lead into our theme. So we have 2 presenters today in our standard format. If you are new, we generally do a 6-minute presentation. We're not going to cut you off at 6 minutes because we want you to get through it. But remember, if you go over 6 minutes, it will kind of take away from some of the feedback time from everybody that is here to help support you. So try and keep it within that 6-minute time frame. And then we're going to do about 16 minutes of feedback from everybody to help you overcome that what keeps you up at night challenge. How to get on the schedule. Good, we are looking to fill the schedule. We're filled up, I think, through February, but we do want to add to the schedule, so get with me afterwards. So we're going to do 2 presenters today. We have Dyson Barnett with the Birthday Club. He is going to go ahead and kick us off. So Dyson, come on up here. I'm going to grab your mic. And then we're going to follow up with Tiana Greer with Teas, Petites, and Treats. So let's go ahead and give Dyson a nice round, and we will get him started.
Happy birthday, Todd. So my name is Dyson Barnett, and I'm the founder of the Birthday Club. A little bit about me is I grew up in a very, very small town called Rancocas Woods, New Jersey. and it's got about 896 people still today. In 1995, I just finished doing some schoolwork, and all of a sudden I got bit by the entrepreneurial bug. Like many people in my family, I decided that I'd start my own business. I've done lots of different things, from computer consulting to consulting managed services for small businesses to some light duty accounting with Foster Higgins and Coopers and Lybrand to you name it, I've done it. Well, in my family, it's also about restauranting. We've been in restauranting for about 100 years. From England and Italy and Austria coming over to the United States, most of my family started a restaurant. It was easy. You feed people that you love your community, and that's how it starts. And so that's who I am a little bit. So before I start this, I just want to get a fix on who you are real quick. How many of you have a birthday coming up? Huh? Okay. And how many of you would like to be spoiled by restaurants in your community? That's it? Not all of you? Come on. Okay. And then, what would you like? Would you like to get packages from restaurants, auto repair, auto maintenance, auto dealerships, and spas in your community? Figured as much. So, one of the things I found is 7 out of 10 people, when their birthday's coming up, I was actually, what a great thing to start with, listening to what you like to do on your birthdays. How many of you go out to a restaurant on your birthday? A lot of us. So 7 out of 10 people do that. So 70% of the community. And I'm sure you probably wouldn't be surprised to learn that it's the #1 reason why people celebrate at a restaurant. Well, I found out that most restaurants don't take advantage of that. I found out that most businesses don't take advantage of that. It's a great way to go and get people to flood your business with new business or even repeat business. So what I decided to do is start the birthday club. The reason why I started it, like I said, is they don't take advantage of it. They don't know how to do it, and they also don't know how to manage it. So what I did is, before I even launched the birthday club, I went around the country and polled over 1,000 different businesses. And every single one of them, minus 3% or so, said they did nothing for birthdays. So I thought to myself, wow, I wonder why that is. So I had the same people call in, same restaurants and same business, and asked them, why don't you do that? And they said, well, I don't know how to manage it. I don't know how to get the names into a database. I don't know when to send, what to send, what an offer is. So I thought to myself, well, the last question ought to be is, if there were a way, would you invite people that were having a birthday to your business? And overwhelmingly, they said yeah. So I built a database. Our database we started with was 197 million people in the United States. And we get those records from all kinds of sources, and they're all validated electronically. And then I figured, well, what's a great platform that knows you, your friends, your family, and habits that I can lean on to attract you to want to be part of the birthday club? And it was Facebook. So I reached out to Facebook. Facebook and I like each other. We uploaded our database, and all of a sudden, we have 197 million people in our database on Facebook, your social footprint. And that helped us create the ability to go to a restaurant and say, hey, this is what we have. We have the ability to put butts in your seats whenever it's a birthday. And not just your existing customer, but also new customers. See, within 5 miles of every restaurant, there's anywhere from 2,000 to 4,000 people a month that have a birthday, especially in major metropolitan areas. So we've created, in Florida, I knew that I had to start out small to go big. You can't go big to go small. That's a disaster. So I took that database and I trimmed it to 17 million people in Florida. We created the Birthday Club platform, which is a piece of software that operates over the web that allows us to work with Facebook and other utilities that are already in your phone, including email, SMS, and Facebook, to drive messaging to you. But we decided to go one step further and our own app. So we knew if we were going to get your attention and say happy birthday, that you probably wanted to dine out and get something exclusive. So the app, what it does is as soon as you log in, it says this is your birthday gifts from local venues. And it's in carousel, and it allows you to go through it. So in essence, the Birthday Club is a members-only platform. So if it's not your birthday, you probably aren't going to get introduced to it. Not to say that you can't be part of it, it's just saying that until it is your birthday, that's when you're going to get introduced. So the whole idea behind it is driving traffic to these businesses. Our biggest problem comes by merchant acquisition and the constraints of resources. So that is, how fast can we get to a business, introduce what we do for you, and then get your feedback and your interest in participation. And then the next one is going to be resource constraints. We're not millionaires yet, but the whole idea behind this is this has been literally all my money, blood, sweat, and tears. Over the years, I've been fortunate to dump a considerable amount of money into this. So the number one thing is now we have to get to people. So our resource constraint is how much money do we put together to reach a new customer? And how fast can we reach a new customer? Reaching you, the consumer, that's easy. But getting the restaurants, the auto shops, the repair centers, the spas, that's our problem. And if you want to contact me, if you have any good ideas, relationships that you want to talk about, whatever, there's my contact information. And that's the birthday.
All right, thank you, Dyson. Let's thank you. Let's go back to that. We're going to go back to the challenges so you have an idea of what's up. So we have some thoughts to go ahead and start with Dyson.
Are you doing fundraising right now?
We are.
Okay. I think an important thing, and some people can probably relate here, is know who you're talking to in terms of your audience. So I know in your second point you mentioned that you're looking to get individuals to use your platform. I would withdraw the information of telling over 50% of the people in the room you have their birthdays. And make sure, like when you're speaking to investors, sure, that's important information, but that could actually be something that pushes people away from utilizing it, specifically because that wasn't something that they gave. So now you're dealing with like privacy concerns, right? So that's my feedback there.
Okay, well noted, thank you.
All right, real quick, Greg, since we have two presenters, let's make sure that we keep our responses to the point. Greg.
Greg Sizer with Red Realty Connection. Question for you. On this presentation, it sounds like you're already up. The app is available?
Yep, the app is
okay,
available.
Are you on Android and Apple?
Yes, sir.
I just looked you up. You're not on.
No,
I'm on Android.
Yeah, you won't find it in this area because we've locked it to specific targets. Yeah.
That was going to be my question. Oh, you gosh, okay.
That's good.
Hi Dyson. I guess my question is, who's your actual customer here? Is it the restaurants? Are you getting advertising money by pushing these emails to people? Or are you somehow monetizing off the individuals? Because it sounds to me like ideally you'd want to have people going restaurant to restaurant and pitching this to business owners.
Yeah, so our customers are businesses, in the consumer as well, and also licensing partners. So we have 3 different business models, all in the same business. So.
Hi, Mark Thibodeau, TNT CNC. And to answer yours, I removed my birthday on Facebook a couple years ago. I personally don't celebrate birthdays anymore. That way I don't get older. My wife will attest to this. We've had a big argument on this. That's also why I live in Florida. I wear the same thing all the time. The weather's almost always the same. I never feel older. But I think this is a fantastic idea. And I think that you should personalize it even more once you find what people's tastes are and stuff. And as far as getting to the businesses, I think Facebook is one of your best ways to get with the businesses.
Yeah, I would thought that too. In our journey, we've done all kinds of different reach out campaigns. And it turns out that social media is not working so well for us on the business side of the fence. On the consumer side of the fence, it's like a gushing water fountain. So businesses on Facebook are not a big support.
Marianne.
Marianne from Accredited Bookkeeping.
I would say everybody needs bookkeeping and everybody files taxes. So I would reach out to CPAs and bookkeepers and see if you could work with them to contact their companies that they work for and, you know, do some kind of a thing with them. That would be a good starting point for getting more businesses.
Yeah, we are actually part of the QuickBook Alliance program, so we do that. I find that different business models and types are sometimes not so approachable because, you know, they have their own thing to do. You're mad crazy as a bookkeeper from now until April, maybe even throughout the year, so it's challenging.
Yeah, don't call in January.
All right, go Matthew, then John, and then Nick.
All right, Matthew Guy with Pinpoint Web Studio. I was looking over your website. I really like the different packages that you have laid out in there, but the two questions you have about merchant acquisition and having that lean budget, which kind of go hand in hand. Have you done any trade shows, conventions, conferences that are specific to those niches, like the restaurants or the spas or anything like that, where you can get in front of 1,500 businesses at the same time, even be one of the sponsors or a speaker at that, one of the vendors that are there? Have you done any of those yet?
Yes, and yes. So one of the things we found early on was to take that kind of money early on and invest into those type shows was really not the best thing that we could do. We did it. What we did do though is we found the major brands that the restaurants buy from. And so what we've done is like Performance Food Groups, Cisco, US Foods, we're now partnered with them. So the beautiful part for them is they want you to buy more food, more product as a restaurant, so that's what we help them do. The more plates the food served, the more food you have to buy. So we went to them and did our dog and pony trip show similar to here, and they loved us, and so now we're on.
John DeRamos, SBDC. When the client gets in touch with you, what is the product you offer? You have several different options for them? Or?
So the birthday club comes in 3 flavors, or what we call ingredients. The first one is a base model, it's $99 a month, and you pay per an acquisition that we send to you. The second one is a digital version. So not everybody likes paper, not everybody likes plastic, so we utilize our internal network through SMS, email, and Facebook, and Instagram. And then the third one is our multi-channel product. That's everything that I just mentioned, in addition to our app, in addition to our direct mailers, in addition to our birthday cards.
All right, let's go, I'm sorry, Nikki, we'll go Brandy and then you. Brandy.
One of my questions on the consumer side, the birthday Eve. Do you offer maybe a section where they can, someone could buy them a gift card from these restaurants? They go on the app and say, I like these restaurants, and if I knew that person, I could go on and buy them a gift card. And that would add a little more, I guess, usage on the consumers, or on the other side of, if somebody's able to buy their gift card. Yeah, like a wish list, but then also for the restaurantees, then it would be, hey, listen, they can go on there and also buy your gift card.
So yes, and yes again. Inside of our app, we have what's called favorites. So you select the favorite, and once you do that, those are the ones that are prominently displayed. Your friends and family and co-workers are also version 2 connected to that, so they'll get to see your likes, your interests, things of that nature, and you'll be able to gift them as well through our platform.
Okay, real quick, because I got to follow up, kind of a follow-up to that, but a thought for the realtors in the office, because I recommend a lot of times joining the affiliate board of realtors. So you're going to connect with all the potential realtors and all the potential realtors' customers. Do you think this is something that would be a good product that you could give to your customers, that to tell them that, maybe you could take advantage of it to use it for closing gifts, or is something to say, hey, as my customer, we would like you to do this? Brandy, Greg, thoughts real quick?
I think definitely. At least you know what people like. You know what I mean? So it's a struggle every time when somebody has everything they need and you want to buy them maybe a restaurant dinner night out, to know what they actually love to do.
100%.
Because I think that's the way that you can hit a larger target, because if you're sitting in a room with 25 agents, you have access to all of their databases. Ikki.
I have 2 quick questions. One, how have you reached out to all the businesses restaurants that do the birthday things. So like I follow on TikTok this one creator that shows you every single thing that you can, but you have to sign up for all of their stuff, and so that's when I get discouraged. And I think that your app is going to be a really great, just one-stop shop kind of thing. But have you already reached out to businesses that do that already?
Yeah, so we partnered with the Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association. They've got 16,000 members, so one of the things that we've already started doing is exactly that.
Okay.
And by the way, that's exactly why the app was built, because instead of you having to go and sign up for a restaurant at a time, you join the birthday club and you're with a community of restaurants for the entire month of your birthday.
Well, then that's part of my second question. What you said, it's not here yet. So when is it going to be here? Because my birthday is in 2 weeks, and I would, it would be a great birthday present if you could give this to me.
Well, happy birthday.
And then hers
to
is
you.
the following week, so I would love that.
So basically what we're doing right now is larger communities are getting the birthday club first. Obviously, we have to do that for lots of different reasons, for mass and for the accelerant, and then we come to the smaller communities secondary. So probably by mid-year, you'll start seeing this.
But when you say smaller communities, are you just talking about Lake County, or are you saying Florida as a whole?
No, Florida as a whole is our target market right now. And inside of that, there's only so many cities that we've targeted to go to. And then, yeah, you can only...
But we travel. Like, I go to Orlando a lot.
I realize, but as
so
a
we
small
can't do it
business,
that way.
as a small business, you only have so many resources.
I see. Okay, gotcha.
If I may, my birthday is in December, and obviously I missed this, right? So I have to wait a whole year for what I have to say, right? But what I want to say is I like to celebrate other people because mine is right around Christmas, and it gets flooded. But I take my clients out on their birthday. I look for places that offer deals that I can take them to. So I treat them, but an app like this would allow me to see they're gonna make a big hoorah at this location. I can take my client out and I can celebrate with them. So I love that idea, but I don't wanna have to wait till my birthday.
Yeah, no, so last thought real quick, the birthday club, it starts with birthdays, but is not just about birthdays. You'll see that as we evolve. And we have dining packages specifically for what you just mentioned. And then we also have birthday cards that individuals can buy for their friends, family, and loved ones.
All right, we're gonna go about 3 to 4 minutes more, so keep the thoughts coming. Monty, I see your list.
A couple things to piggyback on that. I had a similar idea of like, generally every company celebrates their staff's birthday, so if we're able to do like a reverse licensing, so like a dual partnership with your restaurants or car dealership, with a corporate staff, like Lee, for example, and they could just, instead of having to think about a birthday gift, it would be automatic. Hey, your birthday's coming, we like to celebrate you, especially larger companies. A lot of the franchises are owned by big brands that own multiple restaurant brands that are kind of hidden, but they all show up at their own restaurant convention each year, and it's probably well celebrated on social media, so it's something to look into there. And also encourage you to engage with Ray and I about consumer-driven data, and SBDC probably has a lot of the same stuff.
Can you say that one more time?
Consumer-driven data, so of like disposable incomes within certain, and then like within certain city propers and zip codes, and it'll say, you know, does this person have a pet? Are they spending this much on healthcare? Do they have this much disposable income? How many people shop at Target? And it's pretty specific. So.
Okay, so our data center has already 42 points of interest that we've added into our database. So we can tell lots of different things about the consumer, how much they spend, where they spend, why they spend, travel distance to spending, you know, all kinds of different things. That's also leveraged by our app and AI software. So basically what it's doing is goes in and starts manipulating based on your very first time that you sign up. Because it wants to know how it best can serve you as the consumer.
One last question for me is the small businesses. I'm assuming that you probably go to a lot of the bigger chains because they do offer, no? You do hit small businesses? So in your app, is there an option to actually click, say, chain, small business? So that way you can kind of look through small businesses in your area rather than chains?
Well, right now, our focus is small business. The reason why is because small business, restaurants, retail, automotive, they make up 74% of the market.
Okay.
So rather than us trying to go after big guns, which will take an inordinate amount of time to do, we've gone to the people that would say yes to the houses.
Good, okay, thank you.
All right, Greg, wrap us up.
You've done a great job of answering all the questions, but I'm going to throw it out there. Maybe you hadn't thought of it, but have you gone to the chambers? Because that's your small business right there.
Well, so the Birthday Club launched as a business January of 24. We've been building this for 3.5 years. So in doing that, our first target was CEP, the Chamber of Economic Partnerships in Ocala, and of course in Tampa, we were also recognized there. So right now our goal is just to flood down, every single high yield opportunity, and the chambers tend to be that.
Well, they're the small businesses.
That's right.
So that's what you're targeting. Yeah.
Where are you right now?
In Ocala, well, the Birthday Club, in our beginning, sprinkled itself across the United States. And we had to do that to find out if we were going to be just a one-hit wonder locally, or could we do this nationally? And so what we did is nationally. So that's where we started. So we have presence in California, in Arizona, in Dallas, in Philadelphia, in Toronto, in Michigan, Detroit specifically, in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So we've done our job about literally just sprinkling.
Is Ocala the only place in Florida?
I'm sorry?
Is Ocala the only place in Florida?
Yes, and Tampa.
All right, let's thank Dyson for his time. And thank you all for the great feedback. And just as a reminder, I believe for Dyson and Tiana, Margaret is keeping notes, and she will send that updates and the suggestions to you after the meeting. So this way you'll have all the feedback, because I know it's a lot to keep up with. So we want to introduce our next presenter, Tiana Greer, and she is with Petites, and Treats. Did I get that right? All right, let's welcome Tiana.
I'm not really a nervous kind of person, but when I speak in large crowds, I get nervous. But I'm usually...
We'll get a larger crowd for you next time.
Yeah, not larger than... Okay, I'm doing the best I can with this one right here. So, a little bit about me. I've lived and worked in Lake County for the last 14 years. I work at the Lake County WIC office, and I'm a breastfeeding counselor, and I've been doing that for 6 years. I have 3 small children that are here with me today because they are part of my story. So I have Noah and Samora in the front, and Christian right here in the corner. So in October of 2022, I suffered a medical emergency. During the hospital stay, it was like touch and go, and I really just, long story short, it was my gallbladder that was killing me. I really didn't know, no one knew really what was going on until I did all the testing and stuff, but I was hospitalized for 5 days, and I went sent home to recover, but when I was there, I realized, I may not make it. And then when I made it, I was like, well, I didn't do everything that I wanted to do. I never lived out my culinary dreams. So that started Teas, Petites, and Treats. It's locally crafted tapas style culinary and desserts. So I create desserts, but I also indulge in culinary. My main focus right now is desserts. One of my goal is, sorry, it's a little small, to create a culinary experience that is attainable for all, in addition to elevating one's palate through sophistication and creativity. So everyone knows that when you go to big restaurants, you're going to pay big dollars for sophisticated type desserts, but I think that it should be obtainable for all. Everyone should be able to afford a nice plate and dessert. My mission is to inspire others to pursue their dreams, also to unify the community, and to build financial stability for my family. So when I got out the hospital, I had a couple dollars in my pocket, and I realized, well, I'm gonna have to make something shake. So I went and spent all my money, everything that I had, and I just started from scratch. I didn't know really what I was doing. I just knew what I wanted to do. So I made my own business cards. My friend let me use her house. She had a really nice house, and she let me use it to take pictures in. And I just started in the kitchen. And I still use those same business cards today because they mean so much to me. In November of 2022, I did my first vendor event where I sold out. I took 3 flavors with me, and I was really proud of that. But shortly after, I did take a break to focus on my health because I still wanted to eat whatever I wanted to eat. And the gallbladder didn't let me because it wasn't there anymore. And I had 3 small kids, and I was a single mother at the time. So fast forward just a little bit, in November of 2023, me and my family, we were homeless. We were in and out of hotels, Airbnbs. My car got repossessed in January of 2024. So then we had to start sleeping in rental cars, and it was just a time. Like it was a time, and so I had to that was my time, taking a break. And we are still like in temporary housing, but this past year, August 2024, I just decided, like, you know what, I'm gonna sell these out of the back of the trunk. We're just gonna do whatever we need to do so that I can provide for them. And I wanted to show them that no matter what your circumstances, you just don't give up. So I'm all about giving back because I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for the community. So we've done a couple back to school bash. We did one. That was my first time back in the kitchen in August. Once we found temporary housing, I had a kitchen to cook in. And so we donated over 200 treats to the school and the community. Just past recently, we did a toy drive here in Lake County, and we were able to serve the community. A couple of highlights of events that we have done. My most favorable one has been the Orlando Beer Festival, and there's no way that I could afford $300 in vendor fees. But I reached out, I let them know my story, and they were able to make accommodations for what I could do. We took 150 treats with us, and we sold out. The Violet Hill Hay Farm, her name is Emily, she's great, and she let us come sell there. My biggest one is when we went to the Leesburg Christmas Parade. Miguel, he's special events there, and he's fantastic. He gave me once in a lifetime opportunity to be there. So my biggest thing is fresh ingredients. So everything that I do is handmade, it's handcrafted. We zest by hand, we slice by hand, everything is by hand. So I have currently 5 working flavors. So the first one is an apple whiskey cheesecake. The second is a Marry Me Raspberry cheesecake. The third is a key lime cheesecake. I have a strawberry mango cheesecake and a sweet potato bourbon cheesecake. So with us today, we actually have 3 flavors for you to taste today. We have key lime cheesecake, Marry Me Raspberry cheesecake, and an apple whiskey cheesecake. So I operate under the cottage food law. We are based out of our home kitchen. My team is these children here and my lovely assistant, Deja. Deja has her own private chef company called Chef de Chanel. Currently have 5 working flavors. My target audience is everyone, so even kids, babies, you don't need teeth, you don't need anything. Your grandma, anybody can get a treat. I have no limit on capacity. So the largest amount that I have done is 200 treats right out of the kitchen. I have one Hamilton Beach, it's not even the KitchenAid, but listen, I have one Hamilton Beach pink stand mixer. And we get that thing rolling, okay? So no limit on capacity or how many people I can serve. Okay, my current challenges are out-of-pocket cost. Everything I do is from my pocket. which kind of gets costly. High vendor fees, so in order to do large events, you have to come with some dollars. And I'm not used to that. I'm used to $30, $40, $50 vendor fees. Transportation of goods, so we transport it in our coolers out the back of the trunk. And I would love, like a mobile cart or a refrigerated system.
We have a CNC, we make dessert cups.
Here, here's a picture.
All right, so that's going to lead us right into the
right into the future
right
goals.
into the feedback. So let's go ahead and stop there if we can, unless we want to get back to the feedback. First of all, is this not the true spirit of entrepreneurship? You know, I told Tiana, all she's got to do is tell her story and stop right there, and she'd have everybody. So God bless you for what you're doing. So let's see what we can do to help her overcome these challenges. My first thought with going to vendor events. Don't go to the event, talk to the vendor about selling your products at the event. Just a thought.
Yeah, we do go to vendor events. That's where we sell it.
Oh, I thought you were setting up tables.
Oh, no,
Okay.
no.
So we subtract that. Great.
Before real estate, I was in the catering world, hospitality, everything. I think you need to connect with all of the local catering companies and restaurants, and specifically make your desserts, because that's a big thing in a lot of restaurants. Caterers, that's a high cost thing and a lot of labor, but since you like doing that, this would be great, especially for caterers with past appetizers, because that is so labor intensive. That I think would be the better way for you to go, to start really scaling in the beginning to bring revenue in.
Okay, thank you.
So I do have one question. Do you have other treats besides the cheesecakes?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
But until it's perfect, I don't talk about it.
Okay. And maybe just a thought going on that you do tease, Petites, and treats, a gourmet cheesecake, until you add the other products. Because when they see that, they're going to think you're going to have the cakes, the cupcakes, the cookies, everything else that goes. Just a thought, so they know you're specializing in cheesecakes.
Okay.
All right. And then we're going to work our way over this way. Go ahead.
All right, so with the vendor fees, well, one vendor coordinator, I recommend before you apply for vendor events, make sure that that event is reaching your target audience and customer base. Because not every market is going to be best for you. As market vendors, Nikki and I, we make sure that, when people are applying, that you're going to have a good chance at success at that event. So don't just apply to any event. Make sure that it's focused and it's going to be beneficial for your business.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
This is delicious, absolutely.
Thank you.
Hell, it's fresh.
Thank you.
You're good. Maybe suggest that while you're working on your other items and you're concentrating on the cheesecake, maybe collaborating and partnering with other caterers. Because I know some do excellent in the baking, some do excellent in the cooking. You may compliment them and take that off their plate for other catering events. So there's plenty even there's somebody even in this room who I know do excellent job that you could offer that as part of their menu selection. And thank you.
Have you thought about getting into the wedding world? So you could go to different venues that host weddings. There's so many right here in Lake County, and they could get you in front of their brides. I mean, many brides would love to have offered this for their guests, especially because maybe it's just like a little fancier cup,
Yeah, I'm making it all kind of vessels, but it's for this purpose, for family purposes. But I typically sell them in 5-ounce jars.
Vicky.
Hey girls, right here, sorry. I already gave you my card, so you have my information, and I don't specifically have too many questions for you right now, but I do want us to talk to you on a personal level. I already told you we had to leave in a few minutes, but I got to talk to you about the cottage law, because remember, I am a baker as well, and I know all about the cottage law stuff, and as a vendor coordinator, what is actually allowed, and what the rules are you need to follow, without going into too much detail. So I really do want to sit down and talk with you, so that way you are doing everything correctly. And then she already talked about the vendor fees and the looking for correct venue places to go and vend. Now with food, as a food vendor, you pretty much are good almost everywhere, okay? But the transportation of goods and all that stuff, I do have a lot of tips and ideas for you. So I really just want to talk to you a little bit more. So make sure to keep that clear, okay?
All right, we're gonna go over here, then we'll go in the back, and then we'll go to Delaney, and we'll work our way around the room.
Absolutely delicious. Honestly, it's really, really good. I'm really inspired. I really enjoyed that you shared that part of yourself with us because that really helps us connect to you and who you are. One suggestion that I may have for you is that think about restaurants that aren't necessarily just in catering, but like go to barbecue restaurants and ask if you can provide desserts and things like that. Or when they do like their backyard barbecue catering and things like that, because a lot of times they'll work with other people. So maybe think about even some of the smaller restaurants, if you haven't already. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm guessing that there's a lot of restaurants that don't even do desserts. Natasha, let's go to the back, and then we'll go to Delaney. Becca?
Yes, my name is James Barkham. I was noticing your points up there, and they're very valid for small businesses. And while you're hands-on and doing all your grinding and getting everything done, don't forget to learn the business of your business. It's very important. That's going to help you along the way because we get so tired of doing it day to day. But get that training, get that education at the same time.
And that's where LEAD and John Doremus and everything within the building is going to help you put a business model together and grow that business and continue to be successful. Delaney.
I just have to say, I love the example that you're setting for your kids. Kudos to you, above everything you've said today. Also, as far as vendor spots go, I was just over at the Chamber of Commerce breakfast, and Shakita Hill was talking about Martin Luther King thing coming up, where there was a free vendors. It was free for vendors. So make sure that you ask about that. If she's not in here, which I don't see her, ask the Chamber of Commerce. Just go and ask about that. Trinity Church, January 20th.
Well, 19th is at the church, and then the 20th is at downtown. That's where the vendors are. With the walk.
Okay, so anyway, there's that. Also, First Fridays here are extremely affordable vendor spaces. So, and that you're looking, if you do multiple Fridays, you're looking at repeat business too, which would be awesome for you. Also, I don't know how your Facebook presence is. I saw a couple things up there. But ask, hey, I'm looking for opportunities where I can share this without huge vendor fees. Do you know of a place? And get people who are out seeing things and have them think of you. That's what you want, is you want people to think of you first. So, kudos.
So does anybody know, is there like a Facebook page for vendor events? I know my wife was doing some things like at Mid-Florida Lakes, and I think their tables there were extremely affordable. You know, and again, that my first thought was like, no, work with them to sell your product, but for the cost of that, it might be worth setting it up. And that's where, you know, getting prices on all of the local vendor events, you can pick and choose which ones might be of value, and then take samples, but then take full ones that you can sell at the event as well.
Yeah, we actually do that. We offer a free tasting when we do our vendor table. So it's one spoonful, and you can have, you know, choose how many flavors you want to try, and then people usually you all get.
Hi, I'm Natasha Blancock, and I really love that you took what happened to you and you used it to push you forward. One of the things that I do is I teach people how to prevent disease through the power of nutrition. So I understand that where you were at was such a dark place and what it took for you to get out of there. And I use a lot of equipment for my nutrition classes, and I truly would love to help you with a food processor to maybe make it a little bit quicker for you to make all of your desserts. Because you've been through like health issues and you've been through trials, and I would love to see if this could really just give you some relief and really help you get a break and just get to where you want to be.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi, I'm Elaine with TNT. Have you been out to Venticle Farms in Oklahoma?
No.
They have a market every Wednesday. They don't have it during the summer, but they have it the rest of the year. And I think it's free, right? It's free for vendors. And they get a pretty good turnout because they have an outdoor restaurant there. And I don't think they sell dessert at the restaurant, but they have a pretty good turnout every week. We've been there a few times and it's free.
Can't visit, we made the sign, it's free China.
We got about 3 minutes, so we're gonna go to Rose, we're gonna go back, and then we're gonna go to Alan. And then we'll finish up with Monty. Rose?
Rose with Windows Catering and Events. I think what you're doing is wonderful. One of our problems, we are a caterer, and one of our problems is we don't have time for dessert. So we would like to partner with you, and hopefully that you can help us.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
That's all you need to put on your t-shirt is I do. Go ahead.
Hello, I'm Freddie from the Ocala CEP. I heard that you stay in the Ocala area, so we offer a lot of resources as well, similar to what's offered here. So we have an SBDC, SCORE, mentor, so to help you with business planning, any funding resources. We also have other workshops that we organize. So don't be a stranger. We're definitely offering, a hand to help. So if you want to know more information, like the gentleman said, learning your business and the ins and outs of what you want to do, any projections, things of that nature, that's what you want to know. You want to know where you're going in the next few years, so then you know the steps that you need to take.
Yeah, and to follow on that point, like the SBDC, whether it's Ocala, whether it's here, they're free. LEAD does a program called Fast Track. It's a 10-week training program on running your business. It's free. The resources are there. Just connect with the people to get you those resources. Delaney, did you have something? Alan, sorry.
Thank you for today. I have 2 quick questions and then a suggestion. Are these the normal sizes that you sell, that you bring with you, or is this just for us for sampling?
Those are just for sampling. I usually make them in 5-ounce jars.
Gotcha. And then I see that you have 5 new cheesecake flavors. Any thoughts on going gluten-free or dairy-free also to expand the?
Yes, I have thought about that, but until I got it, I've been in the kitchen around.
Yeah.
But until it's perfect for me, I don't speak on it, but I had a couple people ask about gluten-free, so that is in the works.
And then a suggestion, it's hard to ask for money, it always is. You've already got 3 people that stood up today that said to help. I think asking for sponsors for your events could be helpful. It's a different way to ask for money. I'd be happy to sponsor an event for you, for example, and I think many people might be. Even if we don't get to put our logo anywhere, we just get to be supportive and help the community, and I think that's a nice thing, just a way to ask for money that's not asking for money.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to wrap it up with Monty. Sorry, John.
A couple things. I don't know what the vendor fees are, but we're in the land of events. Every city has a huge draw. Just heard the city manager, Tom Carino, say they're expecting, or they had last year, 24,000 or 26,000 at George Fest and Mount Dora. From here to Ocala, there's a lot of events going on, thankful to the good weather. I know we've been saying use the resources and work on the business, but we really mean it. Know what the cost is to acquire a customer. Know what your hard costs are, not just the passion that you have in it. I love the conviction that you have, though, to succeed and the power to choose your success. That's so awesome. But lastly, what can we as a community do for you?
Tell me how good they were.
All right, there's more in the cooler, so if you did not get one, stick around, have one. So, could we have started the year off any better than with these 2 presenters? So, while you're here, Amanda, let's go ahead and Dyson, if you'll draw 2 cards, Tiana, if you'll draw 2, we will do some of our giveaways. And then while we're doing that, if you want to stay connected again with the upcoming events, scan the QR code. You're going to get connected with the LEAD website. You're going to get updates on all of the programs they do throughout the year. We want to wrap up real quickly to respect everybody's time. If you have an event, again, Lead is gonna advertise that for you. We have a table in the back. As we go into, we're gonna skip community announcements today for the sake of time. Leave something in the back, leave a flyer in the back. If you have an upcoming community event starting next week, within 2 weeks of the meeting, we're happy to have you announce it here. Outside of 2 weeks, just wait till we get in that, but again, even if it's March, put it in the back. And then lastly, again, we're gonna do the drawings. Who we got?
We have Ryan Lusby from Webway Studios.
All right, Ryan.